Alright guys, so I got these Spyder tails, so now let's open them up with this knife. I got this knife like years ago when I was like 13 or 12. I think I was 13, maybe 14. Make sure I don't damage anything. I don't think it's that sharp either. And they gave us a little pamphlet. I guess these are, I guess lights for all the cars that you can get or something. So I guess if you have a BRZ FRS, they make some little information. I guess this is just telling you how to connect everything. I don't know if this applies to my car or if it's transferring and replacing bulbs. And I don't know what this says, but I guess it's another language. I think it's in Spanish. Maybe French, I don't know. And that's about it for this little pamphlet. Or instructions. I wonder if this just pops off. Ooh. And there they are. I got the red ones for my car. So red with a black on, with a black cap or something. What's this scratching this stuff on here? Can you see it? Always something. Every single time. Remember those TYC headlights? And how I had to send them back because they had stuff on them and scratches? But let's flip it around. These do look nice. It kind of looks blood red here in person. On camera it looks a little faded. Let's have a look. I wonder if this is supposed to feel this loose. But it just feels like as if this cap here has some play. No clue, but I wonder how you're supposed to replace the bulbs on these. Since they seem to be, oh, those are just little cap things so that you can put your, I guess, your bulbs in or something. I'm guessing these are the pigtails that people talk about, that you plug one of these into, I guess, there, and, or I think you plug this bit, this tail bit. Do you want to help open this? I guess not, she just wants to smell it. Let me just pause it and use both hands. Well, I'm not sure how this goes. I'm guessing this plugs into there, into this bit, or this plugs into the, I really don't know. One of these will plug into the car. I think it's this one that plugs into the car, and then this plugs into there, or plugs into here. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to have to be one of those guys, one of those many people that, you know, asks, you know, how do you hook these up? But because that's what I seem to see every time somebody buys one these headlights or tail lights. They're always asking, you know, how do I hook them up, reverse the wires and whatnot. Let's check out the second one. And I don't know what bulb goes in there in that third one, but it's got just a little cap over it too. I know that one of these will be your backups, and that should be your turn signal. Or backup and turns, something like that, but it just seems a little iffy to have just a little paper cap over your over the hole for your light. sure the second one is in good condition too. And it appears to be in good condition, so can't wait to get these installed here in a bit. And I'll pick it up once I'm installing them in the car. Sorry that the trunk is extremely dirty, but I'll get around to it. But when you're removing your taillights, I've got a video on how to replace your taillights, so you can watch that. But once you get your taillights removed, you have to remove your stock harness, which is this one. This piece is connected to here, and then here's your brake bulb. This one here is your backup, and the one in the very corner here on the left hand side of the driver's side is your turn signal bulb. So you just remove this, and this came off pretty easily. Just slide it right off of this little peg here and put your bulb here. Here's my turn, here's my backup bulb. I ended up buying new backup bulbs thinking that this would have, you know, its own wire harness, but it doesn't. And then here's where your tail light bulb would go to, but they send you these connectors that you plug into here, because this replaces your bulb, and then this plugs into this here. And then you just pop it back in place, and that's it. And do not remove that black one right there. That one will keep dust and water out, is what I'm told. It kind of looks like that's where, you know, a bulb would go, but don't touch it. So now I'm just going to plug this in, and we'll see how it works. And you can also lock this in place too, right here. So be sure to lock that in place so that you don't get any moisture and whatnot in there. And let's plug this in. I don't know where this one here goes to, because this plug here is what ends up powering the little LED that's on the side of your stock taillights. And there is that one, and it's just flashing on camera because that's what LEDs do, but it is a steady color on my end. There's that one, and then we'll just give it a little back view here so that you can see the two. I really do like the way that these look. These have a much cleaner look, but they're nowhere near as bright as, you know, that 80-watt bulb or whatever that I have in here right now. But I'll be keeping these here just in case, just because the parts, the cosmetic parts on these things are like gold, so I'll keep them. And it's not blinking on camera anymore. Oh, but as soon as I get away. Okay, there you go. Now you can see what it looks like. So that one connector would have been for, you know, if they'd have installed a tail bulb in here on this end. But these actually do look really nice. I do like the black, little black finish here, but my lights have little dimples in here, if you can see. I don't know if that's normal, but they're under this plastic bit, but you can feel the dips. So definitely a lot better looking than, you know, these. And now I'll get onto this other one here and show you just exactly how to do it step by step. The first thing you'll do is, you know, you'll remove this big plastic piece. There's holes in here. They'll be like right in here. Just lift up, pull it, or disconnect the four little things if you have the net installed. And then, you know, some of your little carpeting plugs. Mine have been removed just because I'm always constantly messing with this stuff. Like here's one of them, you know. I gotta clean up the trunk. But once you do that, this is for my LED diffuser thing that doesn't work anymore. You'll need, let me see if I'll find. You'll need the connector, and then your 10mm socket or whatever that you want to use, and then you'll loosen these up so that you can remove them. There's not a lot of room back here, but as long as you can get them loose, then you can, you know, get them off with your fingers. So that's what I'm going to do. And once they're removed, disconnect your wiring harness. There's a little clip there. There we go. Mine is all fucked up because of this. I'll have to figure out how to fix this or cut it all off. I don't know. We'll deal with it another day. And then use both hands to pop it off. And you know, I like to place my body like right here, give it a little tap just to loosen it. Then there we go. Now I'm going to use both hands because I don't want to drop this and, you know, bust up my tail light. But there are two little grooves, little sockets underneath that it slides into. So when it loosened, I usually just put one hand here and one on this corner here and just kind of jiggle it back and forth until it finally just comes right off. And there's the two little grooves, if you can see that. Let me set this down, that these two notches slide over onto. And now we're going to disconnect this one here because we don't need this one here. If I can get it to come undone. This one here is for your little side LED. And then just jiggle this on off. Disconnect all your bulbs. Here's my 80 watt or whatever bulb that I had. It's red. Don't want to touch the lens or anything, because I'd like to reuse those if anything does happen. And then you just pop your bulbs off. So this one should be the turn signal bulb. Yep. This one here should be my backup, my 50 or 80 watt backup bulb, whatever it is that I got. I mean, I ended up buying new ones thinking that I'd need them, but here they are. But I guess I don't need them anymore. I guess I'll just keep them as backup bulbs. And then there you go. This is what you'll use. The old light in there, here's the harness. And then, like I said, these here come with, where do I set this? I'll just set it right over there. Really hope that didn't get dirty. I think that's just junk on the bulb. Remove everything but the black one. Don't touch the black one. That's what I was told. Because I was wondering, I was like, why are they putting these little paper stickers? I mean, they're so fragile. You can poke your finger through them, and that's what's keeping dust out of that one socket. I mean, it's not like it even protects anything, because look, dust and air can still get in there. So I hope this little flimsy ass sealant works, you know. But everyone who has these lights doesn't seem to have any issues with it, so I guess we'll see. And where's that connector? This connector here plugs into this right here, because this plugs into, I forgot. Oh yeah, plugs into this one here where this bulb was. So this is connected. Usually when your polarity is wrong, it's usually this that you have to switch around, or this. So one of these two. I think it's just this one here. I just flipped this one around on mine because that one over there didn't turn on when I first installed it. So I just unplugged this and, you know, flipped it around. That's it. And then your turn signal bulb on this side will go, or I mean your LED, your backup bulb goes over there. Turn bulb goes into this one here. Lock them in place. And then you take your connector and plug it into this one right here. If I can just get it. This would help. This would be a lot easier if I had somebody to help me with all this stuff. That's it. And then just pop it back in place. Make sure that you can get it to lock. I had a little difficulties trying to get it to lock. Maybe this one will lock on the first time around. Score. Alright, there we go. Now to just pop it back in place. Then connect your factory connector back in there. Watch me drop it. Ah! I'm just kidding. Although that would be my luck, you know. And the camera's doing that weird thing where if it touches something, it starts making this weird electrical sound and vibrating, apparently. I don't know if it's the there we go. I don't know if it's the what do you call it, the case on here. I don't seem to have a complete flush feel over here, so I don't know what's going on. None of the wires are in the way, so why is it not completely flush? Did I get it? Oh, okay, maybe I didn't get it. If you can see a little gap there. Well, I guess that's about as good as it'll get. I mean, it's not entirely, I mean, it is flush and it went in there. Maybe I just need to tighten it, but now looking at this one, I can see that there's also a huge gap over here. Like, look at how big this gap is. And these lights don't even entirely go over this entire section the way the stock ones do. Everything seems to be in place. But let's finish this side off here. So then after that, you just plug this in and let's go test it out. And that's it. You're done. All right, so that one's on, and this one is not on. So we'll just reverse it. And this is all I'm doing. I'm just going to remove this. So difficult to, all right, I'm gonna have to just use both hands, but you get the idea. Just flip the switch, and there we have it. Both of them are on. I'll have to flip the car around and hit the brakes and use the reflection of the mirror, the windows of my apartment, to see if the brake function is functioning. I mean, it should, since everything's coming on and there are no issues with it. Other than this gap, so I'm going to tighten them up and see if that helps close any of the gap. But like I said, look at this. See how it just doesn't cover it up the way the stock one does. I mean, look at how huge this gap is. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if these pieces of shit started filling up with water with the first monsoon storm we have here in Arkansas. So I got it tightened on and it closed it a little bit, but there's still some play in these things. So I guess we'll find out. I mean, they were only like, what was it, $197, I think, or $297 or $197, one of the two. I got them off eBay, so and I can already see that there's something inside that one. So it's like, these aren't the best quality of headlights, you know. They're just more of a, they work and they look, and that's about it. Just, you know, shitty ass taillights. I mean, I don't know what the big deal is about them with everyone liking these pieces of shit, but they do give the car sort of an Audi, or not an Audi, a Subaru feel, because, you know, their lights do that whole little U thing, little sideways U, horizontal U, whatever, I don't know. But there we go. I'll just flip the car around and then we'll see, and hope this was helpful. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see them in the reflection back there of my apartment window, but there they are. So they both function. But now, when I hit the brakes, I hear that this makes a little clicky sound, like a little switch sound. So I don't know if that's a normal thing or what. And I gotta clean out the interior of my car, but there she is. So let's go take a look at it and see how everything is. I guess I should zoom out, but there they are, nice and functional. And after tightening it up, it, you know, like I said, it closed it a little bit, but it's just, you know, nowhere near as what the stock ones were. So I guess we'll see. I mean, I thought I'd pull them off, but we'll just see how it looks. I mean, definitely gives the rear a different look, much nicer look. Now I just have to get the diffuser on. I don't know if we'll paint it or what, or leave it as is, see if the SLP tips will fit on it. If not, the stock GT mufflers that I have will go on. And now I'm about to go put in some switchbacks and such and go buy some bulbs. So I hope all of this was helpful. If you guys like watching more G8 stuff, I have two friends that also make YouTube videos. I'll link their videos in the description. Chris has a red base G8. He mostly does a bunch of engine stuff to his. I'm more of a cosmetic YouTuber. And then my friend Joel has a GT with like a different engine in it and a supercharger and such, and he does a whole bunch of fast stuff if you own a GT, and they're both really cool people too. So I'll link those so you guys can go check them out, subscribe, whatnot, and let me know if you want to. I guess I'll just make videos on these new stuffs, but I mean, it is a better camera, so just be sure to switch it to 1080p, I believe is what I'm recording at. Ultra high def is what I'm recording at. So if the quality is crap, you know, just switch it around to Ultra HD and it should just pop up.